What is this business? Oh my. That doesn't look professional at all, does it? Who's running the show? Where is my producer? Miss Producer Lady? You know, what was the saying? Train them up in a way that they should go forth and something. Oh, hi. Yes, we're live. Welcome back for Watercolor Wednesday. And my name's Gabriel Stockton. And wow, we've had a very interesting day today. Well, we've had an interesting week, and oh, I get to show you guys something I wanted to show you last week. And look at there, boom. Yep, that's one thing. The other thing is over down there. So, you know, just one of those days where it's kind of going very, very interesting. It's not been one of those days. It's been one of those weeks. And so, there's been some really cool stuff going on. Just, you know, when things change, get ready to move. I think that's just life in general, right? I was just talking with a good friend today, you know. Sometimes all those interesting changes come all at once, and you're like, whoa, this roller coaster ride. And, no, I'm not teaching a sermon today. We're actually doing Watercolor Wednesday. And, so... But there's been some really cool new things going on and happening, and I'm just letting the algorithm let everyone know that we're finally here and alive and well and things. So I hope you're having a wonderful good time, and boy do I love getting those wonderful messages during the week that you wonderful amazing people that can't make the lives say hi, you're here and you're watching. And you know, one of these days I'm just gonna have to just be super organized. You know, we're about to put like we're working on the new lab. I don't even know what we call it anymore. What are we calling it, YouTube? Are we calling this like, it's not the studio, like no one says I'm here in the studio. And, yeah, I don't know if anyone's gonna come on today because it's so late and all you East Coasters are just, like, super, early birds things going to sleep. So I'm acting really silly just because, where have you been all my life? I've been looking for this. You know where I just found this? In the very bottom of this weird, there's a weird hole. Things go down in that weird hole in my backpack. So yeah. That's a great palette. I don't think you can get it now since Cheap Joe's is gone. I mean, what's China not making these days? So I'm also not looking for another knife. But, you know, as I am getting everything out, we are painting Petra again. Yes. Hey, who's here? Put it in the comments. Say hello. I saw some people joining us. But anyways, I was saying to the people that watch this much later, I sure do appreciate your comments during the week. You know, I'll be honest, being here. We've been doing this now, like, what, 5 years? And thanks to Rouge Bella Stockton. If you ever get to meet my daughter, thank her, because, she is the one that got me to do these wonderful things for you. There's the other thing I wanted to show you. Yay, I found it. So, when you guys leave me comments during the week, I don't look at them as I'm driving. But it is funny, the times when you guys are like, and ladies are leaving those lovely comments saying you're watching now. And it's funny because some people are like, we can hear you. They're watching the replay. And I'm still glad you let me know you can hear. But it's so cheery, like, that you have no idea, like, I guess now the algorithm knows when we're sad, and maybe my phone thinks I'm sad because I'm listening to punk rock music. Oh my goodness. I guess I found something else in this backpack. Have you had these? Oh my goodness. The dollar store. And they're sugar-free. I'm not sponsored by them, though they should sponsor me. So, goodness, glaciers. So, I promised some paint drawdowns, but I'm also going to show you, oh, snap. I'm also going to show you some really cool new things that I'm working on, and maybe you might want to come alongside and see what I'm doing, and because it's cool. It's really cool. So I know you're done looking at me, and on with the show. Welcome to Watercolor Wednesday. My name is Gabriel Stockton. If you've never been here before, we do all things watercolor, but people have been asking about doing some drawing. If you need to do some drawing, let me know in the comments. I have freed up my schedule recently, so I'm gonna be here in the studio, lab studio thing. I'm gonna be here more often, so I'm looking at broadening our horizons. I've got my pencils. And maybe you all are being shy because I'm still watching so patiently for you all to arrive. So the algorithm's like, Gabriel, you were supposed to be on an hour ago. I was not here an hour ago because you ever have one of those days where you just get to talk to a lot of people? Well, I am just so grateful that I even have air in my lungs. Some of you have heard, I don't know how, but some of you have found out about what happened on Monday. Don't worry, my health is fine. Why do we even have a gallbladder? And why does it have to be taken out now? So, we did Petra last week. If you haven't seen this video, go back and watch it. So, don't worry. I think I'm just, I was already avoiding going under the knife before we go to Jordan. For some reason, I still have to do some kind of surgery before I go to Jordan, so if you want to know about all that stuff, just sign up for the newsletter. And let me know if you're not getting the newsletter. That would be a good thing. I'm ready to paint. And what is going on with the algorithm? Usually everybody's here. But yes, I was running late today because I have these deadlines and these projects. So I just recently have loosened up my schedule so that I can get on these other things. There is. Did you see the paint out of this core? And we did a draw out of this core paint. And we looked at some Daniel Smith colors. Because this young lady was trying to convince me that that paint was just like our Daniel Smith paint. And, well, go back and watch the video and put in the comments what you think. I'm just curious. I know what I think, but just like in reading Rainbow. And there's another color I want to show you. And, but before I do that, I want to show you something that's pretty cool. So let's go ahead and flip the camera and get into Watercolor Wednesday. Drum roll, please. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, and just in case, someone was asking me, Gabriel, will you come to our city and teach us? We have a wonderful women's group, and we would like you to come teach. And yes, so I do private parties, and usually it's a bunch of ladies, and I'm one lucky guy. But what usually happens is we are doing some watercolors, and if that's something you think you can facilitate, and you got an extra spare room, let's do it. I have a passport, and I like to see places. They're cool. I'm ready to start traveling again. And I'm ready and always willing. Look at this messy palette. But you know, we already used this one last week, so I'm just gonna stick with this one. This was the little dude I found. This is a whiskey painter's palette. This has a flask, but you put water in here. Pretty cool, right? And so it has my name on there. And a good friend of mine put American Journey on there and Gabriel Stockton. And I got picked up by Daniel Smith. But this little dude has a minimal palette. And here's your mixing area. Alright, and I've got a cool yellow, a warm red, some wonderful, this is hematite burnt scarlet. Over here I've got moon glow. Right here I've got some, this is Queen Gold Deep, so it's my warm yellow. I would normally have also yellow ochre. Here I have some warm blue. This is a wonderful, uh, you know, ultramarine blue is one of my faves. And also some cobalt turquoise. And then the good old, wonderful cerulean blue. And, you know, if you don't have some travel brushes, this wow, I've used this brush so much now. Our friends at Escoda are sending some new brushes. So look forward to me showing you some new brushes that are coming out. When I do these drawouts, I don't use a perla because it doesn't hold much water. Okay, so what we want is a mop brush. There's some new people on here, and I'm super stoked because I just met a whole bunch of good-looking men that who are fathers and wonderful. They are doing some really cool artwork stuff. I'm gonna share some of that later. So I'm gonna pull out this smaller Ultimo, but there is another Ultimo. This is a nice soft hair. I have a larger Ultimo here. But what's even better than that, you ask? Bum, bum, bum. Look over here. And in my magic box over here. Dun-dun-dun. So this does not happen overnight, friends. Just collecting like ridiculous amounts of brushes, okay? This is many moons, all right? Many wonderful trips and friends you meet along the way. This is a brush that you can actually still get your hands on. It's also made by, guess who? So this brush is made by Escoda, and it's got 3 crimps. See that? Boom, boom, boom. I hope I'm on camera. And then this perla is made by Escoda. See those 3 crimps? Hey, there you are. I see people here now. All right. And see this one? It's made by 3 crimps, but it does not say Escoda. It says CJASCJAS. That is Cheap Joe's art stuff. These brushes, my friends, an update from our lovely friends from Cheap Joe's. You're still going to be able to get the good old Cheap Joe's signature brushes. This is the Dragon series. Now, this is not, this was the Ultimo, which is a synthetic hair. This is a Kolinsky Sable, okay? It's really soft. See that? Feel it. Feel it. Where's the camera? It's over here. Wait. Here. Can you feel it? No? How about now? Right there? Alright. I'm being silly. I am. So, watch this. Now, when I load up this brush, I come here and I get this. Okay? So this was with a brush that likes a lot of paint. This is a brush that likes a lot of pigment. Also, a lot of water. Okay? But there's one more step we gotta do, is we take that actual pigment to the palette. Now, for some of you that are new here, I'm taking just water and dropping it in there. I'm going to take some more water and drop it in there. In watercolor, we add more water and not so much adding white to our chroma, fancy name for color. Check this out. I added more pigment because it was really light. Now, I draw this down. See how nice and light that is? Bum, bum, bum. I'll move that up. And there we go. Let's check it out. See that? Nice and lovely. All right. So I'm gonna go over here into the cerulean blue. And this time I'm gonna add cerulean to our whiskey palette. And what does that make? It makes this color. Now, if I add more pigment, bum bum bum, in here, it's gonna be less water, more pigment. Now, I'm gonna go over here to the ultramarine blue. So when I'm mixing colors, I'm doing just this. I am keeping everything harmonious. Have you ever been with one of them cooks that they have you taste the sauce as they're making it? And they're like, there's something missing. And oh, it needs a little bit of. Now look what happened. I added this Quinn Gold Deep to these three colors, and I got this. And you're like, Gabriel, are you really just messing with my noodle right now? And I'm gonna say no, because this is the stuff that got me hired by companies that I'm a brand ambassador, is because I would do these fun mixes. I'd get up in the wee hours of the morning before the daughter and lovely holy hottie would get up. And look, I get people all the time like, why don't you clean your palette? Because when I don't clean my palette, I actually make some mixes and then tell these companies, hey, check out this. Look at this cool mix. All right. Just try this. What happens if you go from your cools to your yellows, and now I'm into red? And what happens if you go here? This is not dry. Some of it, some parts may be dry, but not really. I am painting on an angle. This is painting wet into wet, because these things are not bone dry. It's kind of mad scientist stuff here I'm doing right now. And you're like, I don't see how and why I would do this and waste paper. It's not so much wasting paper as it is to, now I'm gonna add this here. But before I'm done, I'm gonna get some more of this and put it in that last part of yellow. These are complements, yellow and purple. And we got that. And when you do this exercise, I'm finding out this minimal palette, I can make some really lovely pieces here. And I don't know if you ever really spent some time down by water, but when I'm down by the water, I see blues, greens, yellows, purples. Sorry, not purples. Violets. All right. For all 4 of you that are here with 1 thumb up, That's awesome. So consider a minimal palette. Why? Because if you have 2 yellows, you have 2 reds, 2 blues, right? 1, 2, 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8. There's 8, Gabriel. And guess what? I have 2 secondary colors. I have the cobalt teal, aka Sleeping Beauty, and then I've got this lovely. Oh, you know what? This is not Moon Glow. Now that it's wet and it's woken up, this is actually Rose of Ultramarine. So it is 2 reds. My 2 yellows is this Queen Gold Deep. You could have yellow ochre. That's the way my instructor told me to say the word, so I've always said yellow ochre. Alright, then I got the 2 blues. A warm blue. This ultramarine blue is headed over to our wonderful friend Violet. Alright. So, we're painting Petra again tonight, and before I go into Petra, we got a little intermission. Hey, so you know I like books. I like to share books on this channel. And we've got our friend Jared here who has done this book, Cody. Now, you're going out plein air painting these days, right? Right? You're getting out there when you're at the airport. Actually, this isn't the airport one. This is a, looks like some kind of like boat docking area. But there is some wonderful pictures in here. Look at this city. That looks like Seattle to me. Maybe. Jared, are you watching? Jared's coming out here. He'll be featured in San Diego Comic-Con. I've been watching Jared. He's also faculty. Oh, here's some planes. So Jared likes to go out plein air painting. These are watercolor and gouache. He does this graphic novel. So for those of you that are coming over here now from the comic book end, because I've met a bunch of you, Jared actually has a Patreon and a YouTube and all that, and he shares this technique. So adorable. You got this girl that finds this bear. See that? That's a plein air. So Jared's coming here. I'll probably interview him. He's gonna come sign my book. I should have bought it from his website. So if you buy his book, go to his website. Where is it? Dun, dun, dun. Don't be like me. And buy it. I thought he had this like setup on this website, and so this website made you think that he was selling it. And so found out later. Just go to his website. Probably go check him out. His Instagram. There it is, Jared. Bum bum bum. Haven't met him personally, but yeah, I think he's part of like I want to say the Philadelphia. It's one of those Pittsburgh Watercolor Society. I think he's involved with them. So Pittsburgh people. So I'm looking forward to Jared coming out for a Comic-Con. He's gonna be representing. But look at that. He goes out plein air painting. Now, for some of you that don't know, my friend Gloria Chadwick, who has been a very awesome promoter of my art. So guess what? You could probably do some fun things like this. I show you these things to encourage you, not to boast. But what it looks like he does is he does the paintings and then scans them in and then adds the words later, maybe. So I'm thinking I'm gonna do like a little interview on him. I'm bringing back the interview things. There's a few of you that I want to interview you that I've taught you, and now you're off doing it on your own. I got so many questions. Look at that scene. And look at this. These are great. What a nice way to find something that you're trying to learn and read a lovely story. So you could probably just look up his name, Jared, or put in Cody with a K. I'm super stoked about this next book. Holy mackerel. Now, there was another book, but it's across the room, and I'm just going to show you this one. Maybe I already showed you the other one. So this one is super exciting. Neil Adams, one of the greatest comic book artists that lived. He still has amazing legacy. Zia, his daughter, who is a colorist. Let's see if she did some color stuff in here. I should have asked her ahead of time. Her and her sister Chris, who I am looking forward to someday. Chris drawing me a Batman on a post-it note. If you're watching, Chris, that's right. I will get a Batman on a post-it note someday. I'm hard to say no to in person. Anyways, great stuff in here. So if you don't know about the Batman history, this character is a big part, and this character ties in a lot of other Adams works. And if you want to get better at drawing, man, what an amazing. So I got this book because, you know, I've been doing a lot of fire stuff. This book has a lot of fire, and then he does great rain. I had a young lady come to my watercolor class. She attempted to do some rain. There's Dead Man, and he's also tied in with the Batman and some of these other great characters. And so there's some wonderful line quality of drawing in here. But Adams just had a really good gift. He did a lot of covers, and his wife actually did a lot of his coloring. And I'm looking forward to learning more from Chris and Zia, more about Adams. And so we lost Adams, about 3 years now. And there's a lot of great stuff on YouTube about him. He turned the Batman the way the Batman was meant to be, not that corny person. There's one more thing I want to show you, and then we're gonna dive into Petra. There was so we've been talking about doing some drawing, and I know you like the draw outs, and I know some of you want to do some drawing. I gotta get in here and get a knife so we can open this up, because I'm so excited to show you this. You drawing people might want to get your hands on some ink. That was not the bag. So get out your wonderful, not knives. Get out your notebook. You already have your notebook. Goodness. Glaciers. You know, what is going on with packaging these days? You say, hey, send me some products, and they come in all these different... There it is! Yay! We found it. So this can be very confusing, and this is why I brought this on to Watercolor Wednesday. I'm prepping you, all right? So these are inks, all right? I've showed you the Daniel Smith inks. I'm showing you this company's ink because they have different numbers. Holy mackerel. 1, 3, and there's a 2 and a 4 and a 5 and a 6. And we're gonna just do number 6 and number 1. Because I know some of you love crunchy bags. But what I want to show you is these inks have different thicknesses. Alright. So, some of you know, my lovely wife would probably test these out first and then show you. But here on Watercolor Wednesday, we just, you know, it's not, I'm not here to sway you. I'm just here to show you the tools and you make the decision. So we got number 1, number 2. And ooh, I could kind of already feel the difference. So I'm just a sensitive male. Alright, so I'm literally going to take a paintbrush, my Perla, number 10. Dip it into this number 6. This ink is the thickest one. So when we're going to be inking here soon, wow, that is really a nice ink. Why is it nice? It's already starting to dry. Okay, so here's the real test. You just saw me put it down, right? Now we come over here to watercolor, and I'm gonna grab some blue, and then we put that across there. What am I looking for? Is this going to smear and do some weird stuff? But the other thing I want to see is what happens when I add some water to it, like this, and I want to see what kind of gray it's going to be. So in the watercolor worlds, I would say that that's kind of like a warm gray. All right. It looked like a blue gray to me when it was nice and thick. So this is what they use in the industry, this company here. Now, this was not an arm and a leg to buy. So search around. I was able to get all the lovely ones. Now, I got this one, and I used a dry brush. So I'm going to grab another dry brush and put this one here. And, wow. And now I'm going to grab some water. And, yeah, look at that. Nice, consistent color of ink. Now, I did notice one was thicker than another. So if you're wanting an ink to do some mixed media or some drawing with, like pen and ink. And we had these little guys. Did you ever put in the chat? Did you ever pick up some of these? You hear them coming. Dun, dun, dun. There's a couple of them, and I suggested that you get your hands on them if you haven't seen that video. These nibs, glass nibs, these are not to be traveling with. But they work well with watercolor too. And we're going to look at them real quick with this ink, because we've seen what they do. Remember our Indiana Jones scene? That's the video I used it. So sorry if the ink is off camera. I'm just trying to make sure I don't spill a brand new bottle. It's happened. So I dipped this in here, and now, so you can hold it back here. All right. So it has that nice little swirly guy. Bum, 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 like that. And that's what loads it. Now, these different handles, some of my ladies like the thicker ones, but don't just buy one of these. I've seen this exact one just sell by itself for like 30, 40 bucks. It's the same exact one. But if you buy one that got a bulk of them that come with like 7, they end up costing you like only $11. I think actually it came with 12 and I got it for 9. But I saw like one, my daughter ended up getting rouge. She got the cool red one. So you definitely don't want to tap them on anything. And so let's try the other. That was the thick one. And we're gonna go. So there's the name, Deleter. They have them in your art stores. Try to go there first, and if not, you can just get it on Amazon. I'm gonna dip it in this other thicker one. And I've noticed some of these are a little different gauged. Now, I'm not gonna make you get like the nibs, but I'm most likely going to use either this or the paintbrush for our drawing sessions. Look at this one. It's so this one is a different thickness. This is probably like a 3-0, and that's probably like a 5, or vice versa, like 5/0, 3/0. But if you look at those rapidiographs, those things, they clog up. I know. I had them back in the 80s and 90s and stuff. But you can get your hands on these. But here's the thing is, I'm so stinking tired of pens running out of ink. Isn't that a bummer? You get some pens, and you go to use them, and the darn things are already dried up a week later. You're like, or clogged up. And so, dun dun dun. I know you know what I'm talking about. They're also called microns. You've tried microns. So this looks like the micron number 3 and the micron number 5, which is like zeros. Alright. So those kind of get your hands on. Now these are fun. these little value packs you can try out. Now, what's nice about these, and if you message me in the chat, I can put the link for you to get these. There's a whole bunch of different lovely tips. Now, nobody told me about this, and there's no instructions. Oh, there it was. You had to flip the flap down. So when you get one of these brush pens, and this was like months ago, like this little guy has to come off like that. I'm not going to do it now, but now I squeeze this, and what happens in this brush pen now, so this is like a medium tip. It's not super fine, but now when I squeeze the back end of this, ink flows here. But, dun dun dun, to cut the flow of the ink off, this is here. It's kind of like a, is it Turneric? Where's my spell checker? This is probably, this is a white. Yeah, see, I can get some white out of here. You can also buy these empty. I do like this little dude. This looks like a gray though. I don't have a gray. And this is a lovely black. This is a little hard. You know, my Tombos that I normally use to sign my name, a little softer. So this is a little bit harder. So this is a zigzag. Zig. Now we have a brush pen. These are nice too. And then when this runs out of ink, I actually will dip it into this one because you can't fill it up. And then we got this one. Ooh. This is really tight and really stiff. Why am I showing you this? Because there's been people requesting I do a drawing day, and we're not going to just do graphite, but we're going to look into pen and ink. Because if you learn about pen and ink, it crosses over to watercolor. Alright? So, yeah. If you can't get the 4 and the 6, you know, maybe get the 1 and the 3, or the 3 and the 5. And, whoa. That lid is on now. We are safe. Alright. Let's paint. So there's 7 of you here. That's wonderful. So glad you're here. We are going to dive in and look at painting Petra at a different angle. So this all goes away. And so that takes some drawing and perspective skills, right? And what helps is to have a good pencil, a good eraser, or a good sharpener. I like this sharpener. So I've been enjoying doing a lot more drawing. You know, if you're not painting, your best bet is to be sketching. The sketchbook is the gateway to painting. I say that because it's true. You're going to sketch some things and you're gonna start feeling confident. And you got, you know, I kind of think I wish I would like paint that. And then what happens is you just get out a paintbrush and some paint and start painting in your sketchbook. And then you find out, oh yeah, I need watercolor paper. And then what do? You sew into your wonderful walk with watercolor. And you start purchasing some watercolor lovely things. I have to get some water to parch. So I will be right back. So if you want to get out all your watercolor brushes and your paper, bum bum bum. So let's see who's all here. There's 8 of you here. Some thumbs ups, and we got Kristen and Eric's here. And we've got Eric's gotten some cool books, and Jamie's here, and Mind Your Own Business. And yeah, I guess everybody's on vacation. And good times. Oh my goodness. I just baptized myself in water. I'm gonna pull up this view of Petra. We were glancing through these pictures, remember? And did I do anything to the sound? You can still hear me? Yeah, the mic's on. So I'm just pulling up these pictures. We were looking at some of them last week, and you know, there's some good stuff, and I was like, that was a good picture. We should have painted that one too. So I didn't want to run off too far. And here we go. Bum bum bum. Dun dun dun. Nope. Alright, now here. Do do do. Too funny. All these wonderful emailed pictures. And is this one it? No, but we did that. Did you paint that one? Bum bum bum. That was a good time right there. And print, there you go. What? There's an email here from Marie How did I miss that? Oh no, we looked at that one. Alright. Alright, well, we'll just go to Google and put in here Petra, because for some reason pictures have decided to go bye-bye. And there it is. Boom. So this is not the one, but it's close enough. And how do we do something like this? And I'm so glad you asked, because I want you to teach me. So there's a perspective here, and we're gonna do it a loose rendering. So what we have here, friends, is this is the closest part to us right here. All right, and somewhere down here we now have a vanishing point. So all this is coming on down. And if I move this up here, we have a vanishing point like way down here somewhere. And then this comes like this to that vanishing point way down there. And somewhere down here, past my crotch and belly button, behind my spine, and maybe hitting, oh gosh. This is coming down like that. So what we did, this is the closest to us, so it is this width is really wide. Down there, not so much, okay? So this is a good way to do a loose perspective. Now just look at the angle. If you put your pencil like this, and then we turn it like so, now I know that this goes like that. All right. Now everything that goes horizontal, we got verticals, horizontals, angles. Everything now is going to be on that dude. So that's where this little lovely guy comes in. And most of you women have these, I'm sure. Bum, 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 bum. So we look at this and we have two sections. We have this, actually there's three. There's a papa, a mama, and a baby bear. If you forgot, look at the front without the angle. Dun, 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 this guy. Remember this guy? So if I put this here, what I'm gonna do now is this next angle, I'm gonna divide that up here. See that? But where in relationship is this? Is it this one? Is it that one? I would say this one. So let's drop that down here. See that? Now we're gonna come up, and if you really want to, you can just measure that, right? Dun, dun, dun. So, or I can take my pencil and go, how many times does that bottom half, how many times from here down to here does this go that way? So if I take my pencil and I look at this one, this piece goes into here evenly, one time, hopefully, ish, give or take, because it's a stretch. So I'm going to come here, and now I'm going to place my finger here, slide my pencil up, and I'm going to tilt like this as a teeter-totter and go boop. Now I've got this cool shape right here. This looks like a pie. A pie that is about to explode. If you can make a oval and now make that top of the pie, it has these little do like you press down on the pie. Isn't that cool? So if I put these little tick marks like this, I can kind of space it out as a pattern first. Now I'll go boom, bum, 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 bum. That went a little too silly. You can knock it back with the eraser. Now, we got some verticals here. Do these verticals line up with those verticals? All right. Bum, bum, bum. So, I'm going to bring this next little piece right here. And then this is going to come down like that. But look, see how it dips in? It's not to this edge. It actually comes right in here. Okay? And now I'm putting the bulk of this down first. I'm looking at how all this stuff is relational. All right? Where is this next one over here? Okay? It's, wow, it's like actually way over here. So, wow, that tells me this has to go way out further. That's okay. We just kick this out and make those adjustments. This is why we use a reference photo, friends. So this is going to come across. We learned last week that this goes across right here. This comes down. These have to be at the same little thing there. All right, there's that. This comes closer. This one's set back. We've got this other one over here, and it goes over further. So we readjust our thing, and this is a loose perspective. We're not trying to be robots and make this comes down on an angle. We're looking down now at this piece. This comes down and back. All right, down and back. That's because we're looking down at it. Now this comes, but these are level, so this actually comes up, down, and back. And this is level with that one. And this one goes down and up. Down, up. This actually overlaps that exploding pie. And then this comes up like this and back. So we have these fun things that are kind of like, holy mackerel. This is coming down. Now, this goes a little more at this angle here and back. This angle over, which is like that one. Bam, this one, next one, next one. All right, then there's a boop and a boop and a do-do-do and a da-da-da. And then this one here, do-do-do, like this. And this comes up and down, back and over, up and sideways, and okay, I'm being silly. This is gonna go across. You got this little lovely dude here. This is coming down and down. and then we see both top pieces. So this actually comes outward. This looking down comes out. So if I'm looking down, if I was standing up here looking down, there's this piece here comes out from this, and then we have that. This is looking down this way, so I have to bring this out. This, we see the top of this, so we gotta get that in there. Now we see the top of this little lip here. See, I'm seeing the tops, the tops, the tops. See that? These are making overlapping shapes. It's no different than if I have a sleeve. This is the hem of the guy's jacket. This is the jacket on the side with the pocket. Now this has a crease that comes like this, and then another crease that comes over, and then another crease. Okay, maybe that's a little too crazy. How about this hand? If I have a finger, and the finger comes down, and these is this finger. Now I've got another finger like this. Okay, and then another finger that's pointing. See that? He's like this. Dun dun dun. That way, go that way. They went that way. Charge. You're like, I thought this was Watercolor Wednesday. Why are we still drawing? I'm so glad you asked. Because we need to draw too. This comes down lower, and it goes wiggle, 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 crunch, wiggle, wiggle, crunch, crack. So wiggle, wiggle, crunch, wiggle, wiggle, crack, wiggle, wiggle, crunch, crack. No, too much. Crackle. Then this comes out over here, dun dun dun, down. Then where, look at this cutout, back down. We see this little lip, dun dun dun. And then we got Blondie here. That's Miss Marvel. You know who Miss Marvel is? Alright, here we go from here. Where are our columns? Well, we have a column here, and a column there, and a column directly there. So let's put the columns that we can figure out first. Well, these columns are here, and then they start there again. And now we've got these columns. Them's. Now these next columns are going to kind of get wonky, and they're tapering. So this column goes from thick to thin. See that? The painting part of this is going to be so ridiculously fast. You're going to, like, you might have to watch this painting part in slow motion. I'm just warning you ahead of time. Now this next pillar is outside of this one. Taper that out. You can, and just like our friend we just saw, you know, you could make this fun and cartoony. You could probably cheer up your friends and put this in your office at work and go have someone running out of the lost city of Petra. It's alive! It's alive! Or something. I don't know. Put someone running out of here. Ah! Then put a caption. I don't know. Or not. Alright. Because you know what's going to happen if you do that? There's going to be more people coming. They're going to be like, I heard there was some good jokes here. Nothing really gets painted, but I heard there's good jokes. There's these cool steps right in here. And there's this that drops back. And we don't see this other pillar here because this comes like this. It goes bump and then in more. And then it bows out and down. And no, we don't end up seeing down there. But that's okay. We'll just go ahead and drop it on down to the bottom of our painting. And now we've got this ground piece here. And then we got that wonderful little boop. And then this comes back. And you can draw your lovely self sitting here with your pink fuchsia toenails out like Wolverine's claws. I don't know. Alright, so we got that. Besides Miss Brave. She's so brave, right? I'm probably not this brave. She's making me feel like, what do they call those cowboys that are from the city? City slickers? Yeah, they're really... No. I like this little shadow that's right here, though. And I'm going to keep all that stuff in there simple, because I want you to look down here. There is that wonderful little shadow back in here. I'm going to get you to look here and then drop down. So how do I do that? I like these shadows. We're going to come down the chutes and up the ladders and down the chutes and up the ladders and down the chutes and up the ladder and down the chutes. Most of you have played chutes and ladders, right? Babe, when was the last time you played chutes and ladders? Am I saying it right? Is it like snake and ladders? Chutes and ladders. Alright. But you get it, right? We go down the chute and up the ladder. What I'm saying, I'm gonna draw going down and up and down. I'm like a little lizard crawling along the line of this shadow. See that? And there is this piece up in there, but we're not going to see it. It's going to be in the shadows. All right. And then this is going to come down. You can draw it. Great. But I have a bedtime. And I have some paid work to do. I'm just kidding. And this is going to go down. And then this is going to go down. All right. There's some lovely, wonderful creases in here. And I'm ready to paint Petra again. Alright. So from this point, there's a lot of graphite on my picture. Right? Right. And I've got a lovely eraser right here. And it's not there. And it's here. And if it's not here, I don't know. Oh yeah. Bum bum bum. I actually did take all the erasers out of here last night. Oh, look at that. Da-dun. Thanks to Mind Your Own Business, I have a eraser. And thanks to Mind Your Own Business, I have, Jeremy did stop by today at my studio, and I hooked him up a whole bunch of cool stuff. And he gave me one of those cool things you gave him for his Christmas or whatever, birthday, I don't know. But before I paint, check this out. I want to show you something I just did. I was so proud of myself. I'm such a hard worker. And so I've been doing this thing, painting on these little cards, and I already paint small paintings. My lovely wife loves it when I do small little intricate paintings, and this is called a sketch card, and we got Cosmo. So I took an old marble card and I put watercolor paper on it, and I made this. This is called a sketch card, and these sell starting at like $100 and up. Could probably even sell this for like $150. Here we got Miguel O'Hara. You're like, who's Miguel O'Hara? Well, duh, it's another Spider-Man from 2099. And yeah, he's in the rain. So now I'm getting complicated, and so you can make a booklet. So in here, what I did, and I'm gonna make another video on this. So this is an old playing card, and this is watercolor paper, and it's adhered to there. I have a dry mount press. There was some guy that has a video here on YouTube's. He took a glue stick and glued them, and then he had to get wood, and then he had to do some other shimmy Cocoa Pop thing, and you know, work with what you have. I was so just blessed by my friend Linda Dahl, who you've seen her interview. She gave me this because Gabriel needed to start flattening out his watercolors. So you've probably seen them. They use them. They're hot press, like where they make t-shirts. You put the t-shirt down, you have the hot press, or you probably just use maybe an iron. I have this fancy machine where I can take the, like if you ever did photography in college, there's a film sheet. It's like a glue, and you would take like a backing, like say foam core or mat board in your photo. With those three together, you put it in this thing, and it gets hot. And so back in the day, we used to collect these cards, right? Get bubble gum with them, and sometimes if you got enough of them, you can make a poster. And some of you know what I'm talking about, some of it no, I have no clue. So on the back of these fun cards, now I'm showing you other income streams. Once you've learned watercolor, you can make other wonderful things that bring other people joy. And well, do you remember, like, you would collect the baseball cards, and then on the back, there would be a really cool poster with your favorite baseball player, or maybe Garbage Pail Kids, or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, all these fun things. Well, what I did was I got out the dry mount press, and I made what's called a booklet. So I had 3 of these cards. So this would be the card on the back, which is a Topps card. And I made a booklet. So now I can open this up like this. Bum, bum, bum. This is watercolor paper, my friends. And what I'm gonna do is, see this character? Now, do you remember that scene in the movie? Yes. And he was a little turkey, wasn't he, during the race with little Anakin Skywalker. And so I'm going to paint something very similar to a ruin on this watercolor. So this is hot press watercolor paper. And then I'm going to close this up. Actually, it goes this way. And someone is going to want to buy this wonderful booklet. And this will probably go for about either somewhere in the price of $250 to $375. I sell paintings this size. This is a regular card. This is 2.5 by 3.5. Now, yes, there are better ways we can spend our money, but there are people that have hobbies that have money, and that bless other things. And so this is a new adventure, and it's pretty exciting. Some of you that know what sketch cards are, you already know about this. This is pretty handy. This is my own little thing, along with our Ron Z. With the help of him, he had these cards, and I had the ways of putting it together, and he'll be selling them for me. So yeah, so I'll be showing you that. So make sure you hit subscribe, because I won't be doing a video on that particular ruin that I'm going to be painting on there, but I will put it in the notifications where you get the notifications that I'm going live for that day. So what are we looking at here, friends? Oh, look at that lovely couple. That's pretty cool. So you can find this too on Google. And I see really only 3 values here. So if I took a screenshot of this, which I'll just do it. I'll show you. Bum, bum, bum. Why is it not like my phone? The phones are different now. So yeah, there we got a screenshot. And we take a screenshot, you can go ahead and trim this stuff down like this. But then we'll have to go over to our photos. Now, I apologize for some of you that already know how to do this, but there are a few here that do not know how to do this. And you people are watching in 2090, I'm so sorry. You probably don't even have to, yeah. I'm just thinking, what is the future gonna be like in another, few decades or so? So we go over to edit. Actually, the pictures were here the whole freaking time. What the heck? Are you kidding me? Why are they showing up now? Oh my goodness. Wow. Maybe because they were loading? Huh. Alright, so I go here. I put it to mono. I go over here. And I go over to contrast. And we knock down the contrast. We're almost like graying everything down. Alright? Now, I'm sorry if there's a glare. Hey, hi. See me? Oh my gosh. Alright, so there we have like no like blacks, like punch you in the face blacks, okay? If I go like this until I get maybe some whites or blacks, stop right there. I see some whites now, and I see tiny blacks. But now I'm going to go over to shadows. And I'm going to play with this tool. And there we go. Da-da-da! There we go. Now, another fun one we can do is highlights. And I can now, nope, that goes gray, and that's really stark. And I don't like that because it just made this center entrance. Yeah, center of interest. I want you to have wanting to go into the center. Be interested going in the center of, yeah. But we're doing it in color. So now that I've fixed all the values, let's move this to color. Bum, bum, bum. Whoa, look at that. That is called high key. All right, dramatic, vivid. So that's kind of washed out. We lost everything. This is giving us some really cutesy, wonderful stuff. And that one was pretty, almost kind of back to where we were in the beginning. What I'm trying to do is have less steps. Right about there. Wow, that's bright. In your face. How about there? Nice. So, if I go over to here, and what I want is the cool and warm section. Warm, see this little temperature thing? I can cool this down or warm it up. See that? And I don't want it washed out. If I go too cool, it's washed out. It's like, now it's kind of just like gray and ugly, kind of whitey. It looks like, that looks like E.T. when he got sick and was dying, right? And you're like, no! It's horrible part of the movie when E.T. was all white and you're like, where did E.T. come from? Saturation? Not yet. We're gonna go to brightness and knock it down just a titch. Now we can go to saturation. That takes it right back. Again, we've taken out all the color. Now you can go crazy like I'm sunburnt. Way too many margaritas and Petra got sunburnt. No. Here we go. We want it somewhere in there. It's nice and warm. It's kind of mysterious and it's exciting. Why does this now look good? Well, we'll now go back to black and white. And I have nice light grays, nice light grays, nice dark grays. I've got a couple of blacks in there. Remember last week there was only like a little bit of black. And then we've got a little bit of whites. Okay? You don't want 50-50 black, 50-50 whites, unless you're pretty much doing the yin-yang sign. Alright? Hit done, don't hit cancel. Cancel everything we did. So this is what I'm gonna do. Now that my water is all black and gray. Oh my goodness. Where's my producer? My producer! That's all good. We've got this. Look at that. Ew. That's from last week. Blech. That was from that. I've never seen that before. It looked like Flubber's little sister, Flubberina. Look at that. Ew. Yeah. I'm so glad I didn't put that in my coffee. So, I'm drinking some water and sharing with my paint cup. But look, I gotta get some of that out of there. So, if you're wondering, my energy is up, but I am a little tired. So not my complete usual self. Alright. I'm gonna go into here. We looked at some colors last week. Whoa. And we're gonna go and find Jean Brilliant. You watching this? This guy's crazy. He's gonna just put some paint on right on the surface. So we got Jean Brilliant. And then I want this Minnesota Pipestone. That one's gonna go right above it. And then, have you ever seen me paint like this? I don't think you have. This is this lovely color. Oh wait. Ooh, iridescent. This scrub. Ha, you haven't seen this one. This is pretty cool. This actually, thanks to my good friend Scott, who is part of our educational system at the Daniel Smith Company. I'm so glad just a blob just came out of there, because now I can take not that picture, not those. Hey, do you remember these? Marie, how long ago were those? That was a lesson. Oh, we painted that here. Watercolor Wednesday. I just need a blank sheet of paper. We painted all those. Not all of them. Bum, bum, bum. We're gonna get some of that blob out of there. This is a really cool color. So I got invited to a place where people, Sean the non-believers. If you know where that is from, put it in the comments. Eric, I want to know if you know Sean the non-believer. Sean the non-believer. Look at this. So I got invited to Utah to show them what you can do with iridescence and permatex, because guess what? St. George, Utah, their Southern Watercolor group, in their bylaws, they don't allow permatex or iridescence. And after I did a workshop, they said, we think we need to reconsider, because that looks like Bryce Canyon. And so you're seeing some of this other darker color. Pretty cool. If you play with this color and look at it here, you're gonna start to see that crazy looking chrome-like wild goodness. All 8 of you with 7 thumbs up. Bing! Thank you so much. Appreciate you smashing that like button. Alright, so we got some water. And it tinted my glass forever. Look, maybe not forever. Is that a song? Forever Blue. Alright, I'm going to now get my handy dandy good old faithful brush. Come here. Get over here. Come on, don't be shy. Come on. Everybody wants to see you. He's all being like Eeyore right now. Like, you never use me anymore. You got those new fancy Ultimos and those other fancy. I'm like, nobody ever orders a cheeseburger anymore. Everybody just wants avocado and bacon and Swiss cheese. Like, I'm just Mr. Cheap Cheeseburger over here. This has been a faithful friend. I'm so grateful to Joseph who made this brush. I hope you're watching this because it's gonna go so crazy quick. Like the actual paint type. So I'm now dropping this paint in here and bum bum bum. Look at this crazy guy. It's seriously really adorable. Just hey, you saw my holy hottie last week in the picture, huh? Cause, or maybe it was the week before, cause we used her photos because mine were not whatever. Bum, bum, bum. Are you watching? Cause this is crazy. This is a crazy good time to be watching and not painting along. Eric is not painting along. He is in his little wah 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 wah. He's in his, no, not his wah wah. He's in his little blankie at this time. Nice water and some splash of water. This is called lifting. It's a whole lot of lifting going on there. Back up, back it up. Too much lifting. Have the brush do the work for you. That really does drop the anxiety level. So everything's been painted, and now we use this brush for the rest of our journey together. Bum bum bum. Now I know what color I'm using. This has to be so lovely that it makes us wanna go. Now it's gonna go another hue or another value. I'm now working another value. Don't think color, please think value. Bam, bam, bam. I'm building values wet into wet. This has to be nice and quick, lovely and juicy. I'm allowed to say that here. And this coming down, this going across. Now a darker value, thicker paint. Bam, 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 bam. Bam. This comes in here. Do, do, do. It helps the little rhythm. Oh. Oh. What about my handy dandy knife? Where'd you go, buddy? And here we go. This down here. Thank you. To get a different perspective. I want you to, like, in some part of your painting journey, to paint your painting upside down. Why? You're gonna now look at the shapes and not the thing. So now I'm gonna get in here and put these shadow shapes. Shadow shapes are going to now make this feel three-dimensional on a two-dimensional surface. Say that 5 times fast. I'm looking more than painting. I'll say it again. I'm looking more than painting. That will give you confident brushstrokes. You want confident brushstrokes. I saw some confident brushstrokes yesterday. Oh my goodness. These brushstrokes are so confident. Makes you want to sit down in the back of a pickup truck with a dog, listen to your boyfriend playing the guitar. I don't know if she's still here. But Shelly did a knockout painting. That's right, Shelly that's here with us on Wednesdays. Bum, bum, bum. Here we go. Look at this. Look at that. So this is pretty crazy, right? The guy just puts paint on a freaking whole paper. I get sometimes maybe I should be writing down the colors, or I could just put a blob of the paint I'm using. This is starting to get a little dry on me, so I get a little bit of water and load up my brush here. Now I'm right down here looking at this taper, thick, thin to thick, thin to thick, and then we go out nice and wide open spaces. Then this tapers inward and over and down, and I fill it in right there. Guess what? This goes over here, and it's all relational. This comes over there, and for some reason it just I'm just seeing it better upside down. Holy mackerel. And I'm not the one that invented this. The book, Drawing with the Right Side of Your Melon, right side of your brain. There we go. Coming over here. Paint these all toenails. There's this thing. Look at that dry texture. A little more drier. Let's see. Bum, 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 bum. He just did that. I can't believe it. He painted right over those drawing examples. My lord. And this, you know, if you want to change your frown, turn upside down. If you want to change your painting, turn upside down. Bam, bam. Just these little notes of music in here. Looking more, looking more, looking more, looking more, looking, and bam, bam. Let's see what kind of damage we did. Dun dun dun. Alright, let's flip this over. What I was gonna do was get some more Jaune Brilliant, because there was some areas that I thought I could have done, and then it would have been like grand finale, like whatever, shut up. So I wonder who. We got Jaune Brilliant 1. Could it be? Who could it be now? So, I'm figuring out what colors and paints I should take with me to my trip to teach the wonderful people. So, let's look at this and look at these. Bam. And we look at these. Bam, bam. And we go here. Do. These are all pearls on the lovely necklace of the star of our show. She is wearing bougie. And then we come down here. Boop, boop. Now guess where this works the best? Where it's the dark or the medium gray tones. And there's this where I can, and I'm thinking that song. It goes, remember that song? It goes like this. It goes, groove is in the heart, na 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 na. I am a 90s kid. Well, 80s, 90s. College was 90s? No, yeah. And the groove is in the heart. Who sings the song? And don't ask. Google. De La Soul. There's these lovely little shapes here. This is watercolor. I thought you were painting with gouache. It's so gosh darn thick. Yep. Nope. I'm painting with watercolors now. Dun dun dun. There's another little bum there. Now there's one chunk. I have so many songs in my head right now. School's out for summer. Ta-da. If YouTube kills this video because I sang to you, I'm not gonna be happy. I'm putting some Lauren McCracken Black into this scab iridescent. Don't tell him. Don't tell him, because look what it's really doing. Ooh. Well, I'll be. Bam. One little bump on up. And then right here, boom. You know when you're watching the highlights of the boxing they show all the best punches and kicks. And you're like, oh my gosh, that hurt my face just watching. We need some of those. Ouch, that hurt me to see Gabriel dropping those darks. Like, there's a dark right here, like, boom. Now, this is not now time to go put every dark everywhere, but just a couple. Ooh, did you see that? Did you see that? Oh, it was on camera. Dang, I was gonna try to see if I could do a magic trick. Oh, it's magic. When I'm with you. I need to finish, and I've got to go watch Star Wars, because I've got to go paint that cool scene in this card. That's right. That's right. So here we go. The last little thing, and this is gonna bring me downtown. Downtown. Do-do-do-do. Downtown. So these little things taking me downtown. Downtown. Up. Shoots ladders. Is that a good like thing? The shoots and ladders? Yes, no? Let me know in the comments. Look at this pink stuff. Pink stuff. Yes, you are. Bum bum bum. Splatter, 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 which creates texture. And there's two last things of Jean Brilliant. Load up this brush like you're gonna drive your car as if it was stolen. And then I'm gonna go boom, boom, and right here, bam. And right here, I don't like these pencil marks. They're going away. Go away. And this is finish. Finito. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm gonna look at the comments and see who said hello. Thank you. I appreciate you. You wonderful, wonderful people. I want you to keep sharing your joy of watercolor, because there's someone out there that has been just like you and put off watercolor for way too long, and you need to inspire them. This is a lot lighter. I'm looking, wow. But you know what? Let's do this. Are you ready? Here we go. Edit, revert. Let's see what it looks like now. Revert. Boom. Still, this, I don't know, maybe it's because the light. I'm looking on the camera. I'll poke you in the eye. Poke. This is looking a little more yellow on the camera. So I'm trying to, yeah, for some reason, I'm looking at the camera and I'm seeing like mustard. How weird is that? But when I look at this, it looks like this. What the heck? That is so weird. This color right here is that color. But what if I come here? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Maybe the light is too bright. My light bright. Put in the comments if you had a light break. While I'm looking for... Dun 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 dun! So, we got some fancy lighting here in the, Not really if the battery's dead. There it is. See? That's what I'm seeing. Bum, bum, bum. All right. Thanks so much for being here. Painting Petra again from a different angle. I hope this was helpful for you. I hope you learned something. Have a wonderful week. I'll see you. Take care. Who was here? Mind your own business. Next stop. Half sheet with the dog. Yeah! Email it to me when you do it. Would you share my email address with Jeremy and Paul? Kelsey and I talked. You got it. Kelsey's super rad. I'm so glad you swapped. I will, because you asked. Jamie, thank you so much. Kristen, Mr. Eric, Dr. Eric, and Jamie, thank you so much. And all you wonderful people that are watching this on the replay, have a wonderful... Oh, did you ever see that painting? That was a lovely one. All right, whatever. Look at this. I gotta clean up this mess and just... Now I get to start another painting and watch Star Wars. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. I'll see you again for Watercolor Wednesday. And all of you wonderful people that you watch the replay all the way to the end, guess what you get? 2 thumbs up, because you're awesome. With some pistols. Toodaloo. See ya. Gosh, I'm a dork. Keep painting. Don't give up now.